all having a lovely week. So I'm doing the video today, and it's lovely pictures in proud workbook today, so I'm so excited. Right, so I'll just read you what's in Charlie's little red book today. It says, Charlie sat and watched a boy singing in assembly. He also received a certificate for his walk. He's also went to Vancliff Woods and did a lovely walk along the track and onto the park. Horse riding this afternoon. So that's like really amazing, because with Charlie's hypermobility and obviously his wibbly wobbly joints, bless him, he finds it really hard to walk. So the fact that he did a sponsored walk the other day and got a certificate for it and won 3 medals, woo! And then today to go out and walk in the woods and stuff, and especially that would be harder for Charlie than say walking down the street, because obviously the pavement's relatively smooth around here. But once you get into the woods, it's all bumpy. So for someone who's not got like really good balance, to go walking down there is really cool. Then it says horse riding this afternoon, another great riding session, lots of photos to go in the proud book next week. So I can't wait to see that, because the first few lessons obviously Charlie had, he was on like a little pony called Prince, and then the past 2 lessons he's been on like a full-size horse. So I can just imagine him thinking it's hilarious. I'd be having like a heart attack thinking, oh God. But the fact that he's doing it and he's loving it is so positive. So we're thinking about looking into if there's someone in our area that does horse riding lessons for kids with additional needs, because we'd love to do that with him in the summer. And I love horse riding. I used to go horse riding, so it's something I'd really love to do with Charlie. So that'd be really cool. So I will show you the pictures from this week, which I just love them. Right, this is Charlie walking along the balance beam with support in gymnastics. So there he is, having a go, which I'm really, really proud of him. I bet he loves it. I can just imagine his little face. Bless him. And then this one is when Charlie was taking part in his sponsored walk to raise money for Christian Aid. So I think they were going like laps around the perimeter of the school. This is Charlie anyway, with his friends helping him to walk, which is really awesome. Like in that bottom one where he's kind of bent over, when he gets really excited if he's walking and he's so excited by himself that he's managing to do it, he kind of bends over and does this like funny little jump thing. It's kind of like it's a bit of like kind of like a stim. Like he's really like dead chuffed, so he does this proper like little funny half bending over jumping thing, like a little frog, bless him. And then, and this week's class cup winner is Boo! So he's got his certificate this week. So for those of you who don't know, in Charlie's school they do a class cup winner every week on a Friday. So at the end of the assembly they go through the classes and call up who won the cup. And they go and get a little cup and they get a certificate. So it's really lovely. And Charlie did such a fantastic week last week at school. And then he's been on top form this week as well. So I think he really deserved it. And then this is his certificate for his sponsored walk. I didn't think I'd be seeing that for a long time. Something that says, excellent walker. Go on, son, get in. So, really happy about that. But like, it's really funny, me and Dean were speaking to each other last night when the kids were in bed. And in Charlie's school, they have a hostel for when the children are older. Excuse me, sorry, the medication I'm on just give me like a really dry throat. But they have a hostel, so when they're older, like in their like teenagers at school, they can have like sleepovers at school, which I think is really like a really cool thing. And we were saying, do you know what, like, we look back on the videos that we've done, and half of us we cringe because at first we just used our mobile phone and they were just really bad quality. But we look back in and like think about all the things we got excited over, and like looking back, you're like, wow, look, he did like say he rolled the ball to his little friend Tanika, and that was like I think within the first week or 2 he started school, which was amazing. That was like really cool. And don't get me wrong, we're still excited about that and we love that he did that. But then we look at like all the things he's doing now, and if you'd asked us 2 years ago, do you think Charlie would be paying? Do you think Charlie will be able to hold a pen? Do you think Charlie will be able to do gymnastics and swimming and horse riding? Do you think, he would go out in the community and say when he goes on little trips out on his school bus to like the markets to help pick fruit when it's like a really busy, quite hectic environment? Or would he sit around a table with, it'll make me emotional, do you think he'd sit round a table with other children And it's like, sorry, it is happy tears, honestly. But we couldn't imagine that when things were so bad with Charlie before school. We couldn't imagine him wanting to sit with other kids. Never mind want to play with them, want to roll balls with them. Happily having them, pushing him around in his prom when they got on trips, because all the boys in his class look after each other. They're so gorgeous. And it's just like, wow. And then it like hit me. I was like, oh gosh, one day he's going to get to that point where he's going to say, Mum, can I have a sleepover at school? And I'm going to have to let him. I'm just like, I wouldn't worry like about him doing it. And if he told me that's something he'd love to do, of course I'd let him do it. But I can see him getting to that point now, whereas if he'd asked me a few years ago and gone, oh right, so Charlie's going to go to this amazing special needs school, and when he's old he's going to have all these opportunities, and he can go on trips and he can have a sleepover at school with his friends, I'd have been like, no, we won't get there. I can't see it. Because things were that mad, you kind of just get in a rut with yourself, and it's like really difficult, especially because we went through the diagnosing process and the statement process and try to get him into a special needs school all at one time. So it wasn't like we even had a small break between each stage. It was all at the same time. So when it's just that much stress, like building, it's really hard to see things as they like what they're like now. So it's really funny, like looking back and thinking, I was so worried about him going to school. Like I was so worried. I mean, when we went to look around the school, literally all me and Dean said every time we saw something or saw a new classroom, we'd be, that's so Charlie. Oh my God, you'd love that. You'd love that. You'd love that. Literally, the entire walk through the school. Like, wow. So, like, and the amount of therapies I got there, and the staff are so amazing. All of them at Woodlands, not just Charlie's teachers, are absolutely smashing. Like, you couldn't meet nicer people. But I thought, Charlie found it hard to go into nursery. And he knew the room of nursery because he used to do groups there when he was, like, a lot younger. So it kind of made it half easier that he knew the room, but still it was like quite traumatic really for Charlie. And thinking he's going to go into a school. He's only been to visit once in the summer holidays. We've shown him pictures. We've shown him all the way through the summer holidays pictures of the staff in his class, the little boys that were going to be in his class and things like that. So it wasn't so much of a shock, and hopefully you'd absorb that information that we were showing him each day visually. And he just went in, and I was thinking, walking around Scarborough, thinking, I hope he's all right. What if he has a meltdown? What if he hates it? What if he comes home and he's like dead cross at us because we've sent him to this place? But he loved it the first time. We took him down the hall, and his teacher was there waiting at the classroom door. And she went, oh, come on, Charlie, are you gonna come into my class today? And he took her hand and he just kind of pushed me like, all right, Mum, you can go now. You know, this is my zone. You're not allowed in here. And I was just like, what? And then for, I think it was a week, 2 weeks, he didn't want to go in his classroom. He just wanted to go in the corridor that his classroom was on. So the teacher was like, right, that's fine. We'll do it, you know, by Charlie's rules, and we'll leave the classroom door open. So if Charlie wants to go in, if he feels comfortable to go in, he'll go in. And then all of a sudden, he's whack but come home. I'll have to find the picture for you guys. And he's just sat around a table with the children, smiling and having a snack. And that felt to me like I'd won the lottery, because I think that's the thing I've said from the beginning. You'll have to excuse me if I keep saying off. Is I just want Charlie to be happy. And before school and nursery, before a diagnosis and all this intervention, he was just in a bubble. It was like he was just existing and that was it. Like, it felt like he didn't get joy from anything, and that everything was too much and too much of a frustration. And then he went into Woodlands, and like especially over the past say month or so, his confidence has just absolutely like gone off the scale. Like, he's just like, yeah, do you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And things that he normally wouldn't like or find quite stressful, he just chucks himself straight in there, and he's like, right, okay, so say when he started gymnastics, and he's like, right, I'm going to gymnastics, and you know, it's somewhere I've not been before. I don't really know what's going to happen. I don't know how big the room's going to be, how many people are going to be there. And usually his anxiety would build up and build up and build up to the point where we get there and it's just like automatically too much. Or it hasn't met what he's expected it to be in his mind. But no, he's just gone in and like, yeah, this is wicked. Like, horse riding his first time, going straight up on the horse. Wanted to be off. Wanted to be galloping away. And it's just to see it, it's just incredible. And to think that we're nearly a year, it's not that far away in the vlog, and we'll have done a whole entire year. And it's great that we've been able to support you all through what we're, through our blogs, when it's such a personal level. But it's great because when Chai's older and, you know, understands a bit better, we can show him these videos of how we felt, and so you can see how proud we were, and like he can like track his own progress, which will be really cool. And he might just be embarrassed and be like, Mum, why did you cry all the time? As if loads of people have watched this video of you wailing. But I'll stop rambling now because I'll just get on like a total like emotional crazy spiral. So I hope you've all had a smashing week. If there's anything your kids have done in school or even out of school this week that you're really proud of, or made anything wonderful like arty, crafty, or stepped out of their comfort zone, please do tell us about it, because we'd love to share your stories and all come together to create this lovely, positive vibe around autism, because that's what it should be like. And people should be scared of autism. They should accept it and watch our videos and just see how wonderful our children are, and that we should embrace their differences, not push them aside. So I will stop rambling now because Dean's going to kill me because it's like 11 minutes long, this video. So I hope you'll have a smashing weekend, guys, and take care. Bye!